Here we go. Are we working? Let's see. I think we might be actually working now. We'll find out. Oh, I think I see something going on. I don't know. Changes. Morning, everybody. I'm trying to get up and running really quick. Up. I got a thing happening. What does this say? Oh, my goodness. Yeah. It's it's one of those Sunday mornings. Good morning, Sunday morning. And how's everybody doing? I have no idea what's working. This place is not working right. I tried to fire this up and do the live this morning, and it failed once already. And now I'm not seeing anything over here. Let's see. Are we going to go live? I don't know. We don't know what the heck's going on this morning, but we are moved. Okay, there I go. We are moved. Welcome to the Hide. I moved. It's a mess. Nothing is right. It is, we're missing half a truck, a whole truck. So they came and delivered on Wednesday a truck. They divided my thing up, and it's hang on one second. I got to check this because it seems like it's acting weird, but it's all right. Sorry about that. I wanted to check and I can't see, and I'm over here and I'm not looking. Hey guys, I can see you're up there, but I'm not at the thing. But yeah, so we get the move. Everything went smooth with them packing up. They brought 9 people. Everything was great. They loaded the truck up on Monday. Apparently, they left the truck in our area. They went and divided my truck into 2 trucks. Only one is here, and I haven't heard from them since. I've called twice and nobody answers, nobody responds. So, yeah, I'm missing a truck, and they didn't divide the trucks where it's here's a room, here's a room, here's a room. Let's send this room over. It's quarter room, third a room, half a room, and nothing's complete. So I hurried up, and I'll show you some of this in a minute. I hurried up, and the podcast room, I had stuff. And so I put it together. I don't know if this is how I'm going to be. I got to put some stuff over there. This is going to be the stand-up area behind me. Got the couch, and I'm just chilling on the couch, having my cup of coffee, making sure it's all good. And I'm doing that. The internet is terrible. I ordered a performance business Starlink. They gave me a shipping date. They blew past it and haven't answered me. This Spectrum, I'm hardwired in. It's less than optimal. I could see I got a delay, but I can't quite tell. I got to figure it out. But yeah, I'm going to get this set up. I'll get it all working. You can see a little bit of my lights in here. When I move back to the chair, I'll let you guys see what I got going on. But the idea for this area, this space, one over there where the main computer is. Morning, guys. One where the main computer is. That's really good. I got a clean desk. I got another one in this, and I can sit at the desk and talk to somebody, fire up and go. The other option is for like Sunday morning here. I want to be able to just sit, relax, have a cup of coffee, talk with you guys about what's going on, what we're seeing, what we're looking at. And then behind me, I could do full stand-up lessons, and I could do a whole bunch of other things. And it'll all be controlled from this area, which I'm missing my board. So I'm on ears, right? I'm missing a bunch of stuff. I'm missing the normal camera I use. So this morning, or last night rather, I take that back. Last night I was scrambling and I was moving things around and trying to get this wired up so I can just go live this morning and make sure everything worked. But this is just like I said, if I turn this around, it's an absolute disaster in here. We have more boxes and things than I could shake a stick at. And it's just Captain Insane. Let's see what everybody's saying. Morning, Frank. Morning, Jimmy. Laura's there. We're good. Jimmy, morning, Frank and Laura. How's everybody doing? I can look up and see. But yeah, this is so I wanted like this casual, this couch I can run different people on and talk to you guys, right? So come in, sit on the couch and do that. But I have this. Then I have the desk with that scene there. And then where Laura's helmet is behind me, um, that's where I'll do a full stand up. I have a full area right here behind me that's good size, you know? And even this, like I'll show you in a little bit. I have a good foot and a half, 18 inches. I can move the desk out. So if I want to turn around and give myself a little more separation on the desk to make it a little more cinematic. But when I move to the desk, you'll see the colors. And I got some lights up, and they're just taped up right now. I didn't add them, and I got my little bit of glory stuff. I don't have my real shit. I got to get that in Wheat Ridge for one more trip. But yeah, the movers kind of dogged us, man. Which of course they came in like a whirlwind. We were happy. I tipped every one of them, $1,000 in tip almost, and they split my order up, and I only have half of anything. There's like no complete room. It's half of this, half of that. This I'm three quarter. But I still got to figure out what I'm going to do. TV situation because I plan on putting a TV up behind me and doing that. Like I said, I'll move this camera in a second and let you guys see the other look. But Sunday morning, comfy on the couch, right? The big comfy couch wasn't that TV show? I think Kiana watched that all the time. Big comfy couch. So, but we are in Missouri. Loving it here. Got a little bit of weather, but it's warm. The house is turning out to be good. We're getting things sorted out and switched. It's going to be 3 tweaks. I told Laura that because it's like we set up something and we're going to have to tweak it. Set up something again, we tweak it, and then we tweak it again. So I'm expecting at least 3 tweaks, right? With all this. And so it's good. We got here, we got our stuff. If they brought the other truck like they were supposed to, I'd be I'd be 4 more days down the road. Oh, got me weird. I'd be 4 more days down the road, but instead they dogged us on a truck. And yeah, so we're missing a whole bunch of shit. But current events going on Sunday morning. Everybody's we're attacking Iran, right? So Iran's going on. For those who've been to class and realize, Mark and I, our combat action was actually against Iran. We escorted the Kuwaiti tankers through the Straits of Hormuz, like they're talking about now, right? So the Straits of Hormuz are mined, they're different things. It's a choke point. And so we did earnest will. Earnest will was guiding tankers past the Iranians. Well, the Iranians laid a minefield, and we sailed into the minefield, and one of our ships hit it, the Roberts. So the Roberts hits a mine. We tow it back to Dubai. I went on it and saw the big giant crack. It was like that wide, like it cracked the whole ship. And so we towed it back to Dubai. Then right after, we went out and raided the oil platforms. They called them Go Plats, the Gulf oil platforms that were there. And so I see somebody's talking. I'm not close enough. Oh Lord, morning, Jimmy. Oh, Marty. Hey, Marty. Uh, right, 3 weeks and you still won't be. Marty's like, yeah, Marty, you're right. So we're on the Gulf oil platforms, and they're using that as forward sea bases. And like they talk about, they have the little ships. So while we took out their Navy, our biggest drills were what were called swarm attack drills. The Iranians had a tactic with these bog hammers and open fishermen that had the ZUs and the different things, and they would send a bunch of these small boats, kind of like Somali pirates on steroids, against the bigger ships. And so that's how they would take out these ships or board them or do whatever they have to do. They throw a ZU on a freaking Boston whaler. They have these bog hammers that are these really quick, fast attack boats. They have all these different boats, and they'll come swarm you. And so, like, I have photographs and pictures. What we did on the Trenton is we added firepower, small arm firepower. So 50 cals and Mark 19s were welded to the railing mounts. And so if we did these drills, the ground element, the Marines, would run up with our guns, and there's ports or like storage areas for ammo and different things all around the ship. So you open up that locker, you pull out your 50 cal, throw it on a mount, pull out the ammo, and you go to town and make sure no Iranians can get you. And it's speed, right? They're coming in fast. You got to mount up fast. And that's sort of how that situation works. So you're seeing them talk about Carg Island. You're seeing them talk about, escorting oil tankers. And that's the operation that I did and Mark did in the Gulf until it turned into a raid because we actually ran into a minefield and one of our ships hit a mine. So history repeating itself because when we did the anti-Iranian operation Praying Mantis, the Navy got involved. And we had the Enterprise out by Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean, and the Enterprise just went to town on them. And so they destroyed a metric ton of their Navy. And the other thing we always saw, because like we were able to go into the intel area, because our commander is the battalion intel guy. So his intel translates to them, but comes to us quicker. So he's actually like would be working for the colonel, but because we work for the colonel and we work directly for him, we can slip in the door, talk to him because he's our commander, and see everything. And so we used to see the Iranians that were shadowing us and following us and doing all these weird things with us. They had like harpoon missiles and carriers or not carriers, but destroyers and things and frigates. And we would actually see them bring one into dock, paint the number over and renumber it. And then they would come back out because they didn't have a big a Navy. So they go in, refuel, whatever they had to do. When they went in for that, they would paint the number and then come back out. And so we go, oh, look, another boat. No, it's the same boat, new number. So their Navy's not as crazy as they think, but they got a metric ton of those little things. And the little things operate, like I said, like the Navy took two Boston whalers that had like a mount in the front with ZUs on it. And so, we took a ZU that was mounted on the Go Plat and it's in front of 2nd Marine Chow Hall, but they had them mounted in boats too. So you just have an open fisherman, dual V8s, Volvo Pentas behind you, and there's a ZU in front of you. And it's really just a Boston whaler. And so that's the problem is they have a shit ton of that and they'll press into service smaller boats and different things like that. So yeah, that's kind of with this Iran thing cropping up and with everything happening, you're seeing I really don't think he's going to ground unless he takes the island, which he can. He probably can have those 5,000 Marines from the Tripoli take the island, no problem, and hold it and then keep everything away from it with air power and even a Navy. Once they get the island, I would think as long as they can make sure there's no more diesel subs running around, that would be their biggest threat is some diesel sub sitting on the bottom and then popping up and getting them. Maybe those subs, they always say those diesels would be the threatening thing. And, those kind of green water submarines, they're not the deep water subs, they're the green water subs. And that would be the threat to me. Now, like for our op, it was pretty crazy. You never seen a ship dance until they're getting missiles shot at them. So our ships had silkworm missiles shot at them, but silkworms aren't guided in any way. They're scuds. And what it is a scud they kind of have up, right? Scud missiles from Gulf War. They shoot it up. It has a certain trajectory. It goes and it hits where it hits. Well, what they did with a silkworm is a silkworm just goes like this and they shoot it out over the water and it goes wherever it goes kind of thing. Well, they shot a bunch of silkworms at us and the ships were moving and dancing and chafe was going out and craziness. They were doing that. Plus they get to practice. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we got a missile attack. It's like, the missile ain't going to get anywhere near you. But Let's do everything anyway. And we did that. And so I got to see that kind of a missile attack. And I'm on the rail. I want to see it because we're not down in the berth. Normally, if you weren't mounting a gun, but in that case, it wasn't a swarm attack. For the Navy, or for us, the Marines, general quarters, when the Navy does their job, it's get out of their way. You have no rights on a Navy boat when they're in general quarters and doing their job unless you have a job. And so it's like get in your rack, get out of the way. But now it's like a missile attack. It's general quarters. It's not Marines man your guns. It's like, oh, shoot, let's get out of the way. Dude, we're against the fuel for the helicopters and the jet and the Harrier. And, the JP fuel is right here. And we're right at the water line where our berthing is. I'm up, man. I'm going out. I'll get out of your way up top. So I remember just being on, but we were all sleeping on deck anyway. We came in, did the raid. We were supposed to do another raid. There was a Siri and Sasan platforms. We hit the Sasan. We were heading over to the Siri to do that. And they did a naval bombardment and they hit something toxic in the smoke and everything. And they said, no, we can't put Marines on there because if you run into that chemical, a cloud of that chemical, you'll be dead. And so oil platforms have chemicals that'll kill you just looking at you. And so apparently their air bursts to soften the platform, hit something, ignited it or let it up. So we never ended up going on the Siri. We only did the Sasan. And so we landed on that Sasan platform. But a lot of Iran, a lot of stuff going on. I mean, what are they up to? Like 13 casualties that they're telling us right now. So they're playing this different. They're playing it in a way that we all said we should have played it. Like our standoff weaponry is supposed to be so good. Why not use that standoff weaponry to the nth degree? Why do 5 days of prep and then why not do a month of prep or something? You know what I mean? Kind of Berlin, Dusseldorf. We're going to bomb Dusseldorf into ashes and let's bomb Dusseldorf until there's nothing. And who's really going to be left to fight? And that's smart today. I mean, there's too much electronics, too many ways to hide and ambush people. It's too dangerous to really do weird shit like that. But yeah, getting up and running. I want to move over and show you guys the other view in a second. So I'll give you my next view, and then I can go up and talk to people. I'm 8 feet away from my computer, so I can see it moving, but I can't see anything. I need to warm my coffee up. My coffee's cold. Little chill coffee. We're supposed to get snow or some weather in here. We're actually gonna have weather. Like Colorado doesn't have any weather. I almost feel my nose is starting to fix up with the moisture. And so I'm feeling way, way better with a lot of that stuff. But yeah, we actually got some weather out here and moving some things around. But let me show you where I went with my glory wall and my other thing here, and I'll get you guys a different view really quick and sit in my other chair. But I like the couch. I like the fact that I could do that. Let's bring this one all the way in. So there's a bit of the glory, right? There's some stuff I got right there. I got my swag Marines, right? I got some sniper book stuff. I got syphilis is the real enemy right there. And then we will be right about here. See, I don't have any lights in here, so you see that's kind of dark without me setting everything up. It's dark, but then when I come in, I'll glow up a little bit. But yeah, this is the other look. So I'm sitting and here's like my mic, but it's not, I don't have, right. Here we go. Oh, dink. Break my glass. I love this glass. That's the best glass. Alien disclosure, right? So nothing's hooked up. And I'm here. And this, like I could just sit in the chair, fire up right here. I can answer everybody in the morning. I can be morning crew. Uh-oh, I dropped an ear. Jeez, genius, right? Can't move around. So I could be like, morning crew. Morning crew. There we go. And that comes up. Thanks for the insight. Yeah. So this is the other look I have. And I can widen it out, come in. I got to get light on me. I don't have any lights on me. So that's why I got a dark look right now. Books behind me. Funny fact, like we're talking Iran and shit. This book, it's terrible, but it works. Killzone in the Crosshair. There's a chapter about me in the Gulf in here. And there's a lot of old school Marines who did like little things. And that it was like Desert Storm in Vietnam. But there's a thing. He took the ice cream story. He like, so swarm attacks. We're talking Iran. We're talking all these different things. And, you know, you're in the Gulf, you're floating, you're doing all the weirdness. And ice cream was a big deal. Like getting ice cream. And it would be like once a month, twice a month, you got ice cream. And so we lined up almost like a steel beach. We're out of the galley. Galley comes out onto the flight deck, and there's a huge line of Marines and sailors looking to get ice cream. All of a sudden, every fucking warning goes up. Swarm attack. We're like, what? We're getting ready to have ice cream. And swarm attack. And so back down, get our shit, get on, back up, man our guns, getting ready. It's like rack, right? We're on the 50s and the Mark 19s and all that stuff. And what happens? It's SEALs on their fast boats coming in for ice cream from the barges. So we had two barges out there that they use, special operations barges, like a lot of SEALs on it. And then the Dolphins were on it. Bravo Company was on it a lot. Craig and Ken and those guys went to the barges. And so they were security for the Dolphins and for the special ops guys. And so they're zooming in and we're like guns up, ready. We're at 50s and Mark 19s, butterflies. And we're up on that and it's SEALs coming in for ice cream. And it's like, what the fuck? And so, yeah, that's kind of, oh, hey guys, Baron's there. Oh, sorry, Baron. What is that? All kinds of Sparky Barons. Thanks, Finks and Gatling gun. Yeah, the Phalanx only did so much. The Phalanx does air and not boats. They use the 5-inch, and it's a Gator Navy, so they don't have great guns. What we did have was a Bushmaster 25 millimeter or 20 or whatever they are, though. The same gun on a Bradley. We had two of them mounted. Those would be our standoff gun for something small. Had a big old aim point on it, like this big. It actually had a strap and it had the chain and had joysticks. And I have pictures with me on it. And it was cool as shit. And they mounted it just for this. Here's the ZU. So there's the ZU. You can't really see it too great. But the Bushmaster thing, our standoff gun, the Phalanx went off a bunch. There was like, can you see it? Nah, it's too blown out. I'm not set up. Like I don't have my, what do you call it? I don't have my thing set up right. I'm a little blown out. You can't see it and it changes and I don't have the right cameras. I'm missing half my stuff. But anyway, yeah, the Phalanx was for air. The Phalanx doesn't do boats. And so, yeah, we would have to be on with the Bushmaster. Like, here's the picture. You can't even tell. Maybe I could get them. Oh, it changed it. But anyway, it's like hard to tell. I have them. But anyway, yeah, it didn't. The Phalanx one night. So every other night we had watch. And that's where the Navy would communicate with like the Iraqis. And the Iraqis would use our ship to bomb Iran because they can't fly at night. They don't have nav. And Iraqi pilots suck. I actually have a photograph of the Stark. I was there when the Stark was leaving. And so we came in right after the Stark incident. And we were there leaving with the Vincennes incident. The Vincennes shot down the Airbus. Iranians came right over us with a commercial Airbus. and the Vincennes came in to replace us. And so as we were leaving, the Vincennes was coming in, and Iran tested us every day. Like, what are you guys going to do? You know, it's a war zone, Iran, Iraq war zone. So it's like, what are you going to do? And we shot across their bow a lot. Like, we'd have a bunch of like fishing boats, the dhows coming in. A bunch of dhows would be coming. And in a way, we know we're running over their nets because we just go. And they would be trying to get their nets in front of us or whatever they're using to fish or whatever. We'd just be plowing through. So a lot of them would race in front of us. We'd shoot across them, get away from our boat. You know, the captain of our boat was like, Marines, stop that boat. We didn't blow them up or kill them. We would just shoot across them, get away. And, you know, and they turn. So one night we're on watch, and at night we would do the watch. We had big old nods, the big nods, and we would look, and not that, you know, and that's what the anti-swimmer dolphins are there for. So really, we got dolphins cruising around us, and we got that and all that other stuff. And a guy was up on the forecastle. I love the forecastle. I'll tell you a funny story with me on the forecastle. And the phalanx lit up on a bird with him under it. And it's fast. And it just goes. And it was like an albatross was big enough to hit its radar. And so this like albatross was cruising through. And all of a sudden the gun went, zzz, 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 and the dude was underneath and was like, what the hell? Because you weren't expecting it. So I'm on like one of the final, we're getting replaced. And I'm on one of the last watches. And I'm doing like the 4 to 8 a.m. kind of thing. And I'm bored. And I got a kit and a 50 cal and the nods. And I got headset on and I'm listening to them talk and all that shit. Because you're keyed into the CNC. And so there's a Mae West vest, right? Throw your Mae West over, and the Mae West vest has a die pack. And so there's 50 cal shells everywhere. Because we, like I said, if a boat came near us, we shot at it. We didn't shoot them, we shot in front of them. But there's 50 cal shells everywhere. So I pick up some 50 cal shells and I go into the die pack and I'm scooping a little bit out. And through my night vision and everything, sea snakes and stuff glow. It's like, oh, sea snakes. Oh, that. Oh, that. So you look over supposed to be looking there. I'm like looking down. And I take the die and the die glows in it as well. And I try to hit them and drop the 50 cal with a little bit of dye inside as it streaks down into the ocean. Persian Gulf, right? So I'm like, boop, trying to hit a sea snake. Boop, trying to hit another fish. Boop, trying to hit a sea snake. And I'm making little streaks with the die pack. Well, now it's like getting close to light. Boat's starting to wake up. It's not crazy much yet, but boat's coming to life. So I take the fucking die pack, the rest of it, and I tie it to the lid of 50 cal case, like a can of ammo. And I took the lid off and I tied the die pack to it and I threw it overboard. Well, boats don't sit in one spot, right? They kind of float away a little bit. But when the sun came up, I got to turn this off adaptive. It's like doing something weird to my ears. These things suck. And so we move off. The die moves, 500 yards away from the boat by the time the sun comes up. And we're in an active war zone. It's like Iran-Iraq war is still going on. There's still ops happening all over. Just because I'm not in the op doesn't mean there's not air ops and shit. General quarters, man overboard. I'm in the chow hall eating after. I'm like eating like this, and the whole place is like exploding around me. And I'm like, Nope, I never got caught. He never knew anything. I never got snagged in that. So I ended up throwing a dye pack out in the middle of a freaking war zone and doing that kind of stuff. No, I haven't been to the new range, Boone. I haven't gone to GA's range. This week is so, because of this delay in my stuff. Tuesday, I got to go to the VA. Wednesday, I got to go back to Colorado. Thursday, I got to go to Grand Junction. Friday, I start the Cameo match. Saturday's the match. Sunday, I got to go back to Denver, get that ready. Then Monday, I'll come back home. And then after, I have one more appointment or something with the VA after the 10th. Then we're going to do something. Oh, I told Laura, after the 15th, we're going to go back and then clean Colorado out completely. So I have between like now and April 15th, there's like 4 things happening of movement. And so I'm going to have to back and forth to Colorado and close out that, turn it back over, and then bring everything and finish off coming here. But like I said, half of our stuff is not here. Like I said, if I turn that camera around, it's just a giant mess. I set this up when I may change it, and figure out what I'm going to do with that. I got my lights there. See, I'm kind of blown out behind me with the lights. I got to do something a little bit different. But and the cameras, that's not the right camera. I just pulled the camera out and threw it up there and hit some settings. And I don't have lights on me, anything like that. So I'm kind of just working on natural, and you see it kind of messes up because it's moving. But I'll get this all set up and all that. But yeah, man, it's fun as hell. Putting things together and doing what we have to do. And yeah, tons of stuff. But I wanted to go live. I wanted you guys to this. And then, like I said, the Iran thing's kicking in. So I have a relevant Iran story happening because that was our combat. It was during the Iran-Iraq war. We were in. Ernest Will started it, and Praying Mantis ended it for us. And so that's where, like some of the people who don't know or kind of recently followed me or just kind of come through, it was like, well, why did snipers hide? Why, Frank? Why did certain things fall the way they did? Because when I came up, and this site was started in 2000, and as it is now, 2001, and just 6 months before 9/11. Well, how did I get popular? It's because that relevance of that Iran-Iraq conflict. And so it was like you're meeting everybody from the Cold War years, and most of the Cold War people only had limited experience, and Mark and I happen to have a little bit more. Morning. Welcome to the Midwest, right? Everybody, man, welcoming to the Midwest. Thank you. And honestly, like I went with Laura yesterday. Speaking of Midwest, we have like 4 miles away or 4 minutes away or whatever the numbers are. I don't know. Hy-Vee. And so we went to the Hy-Vee grocery store here. Oh my God. Hy-Vee is like next level. One of the nicest stores you're ever going to go into. And so, yeah, that welcome to the Midwest. And it's pretty funny. Like and we always say this, right? I mean, it may change 6 months from now, but we do notice kind of because we're wandering, learning the store, I guess is a way of putting it. And maybe people recognize that. And so they're friendly, they're like, hi. And she's like, look, everybody's saying hi. And it's like, yeah, I kind of feel like that always happens. Like every time you go to a new place, somebody's there going, oh, it's so much better than it was. And it's like, yeah, it does that until you get used to it. And then you just kind of float through, and it's not really any different than where you are. But I mean, Colorado had some real changes in people too. So you go and you run into some colored, tree frog, and it's like poisonous. And it's like, whoa, that's a tree frog, man. Don't go near that. And weather's coming. Our weather's coming. It's coming in the wind. The winds have been nuts, guys. Well, it's spring, right? Spring's supposed to be windy, but Colorado shut down in the weather. I saw they shut Thornton down. It's like they had wind and they shut Thornton down. I'm like, how do you shut the town down because of wind? But yeah, a lot of wind, a lot of that stuff. And then the other thing. But how about these ears? I'm trying to I'll do it a little bit. I don't want to always be tied to a mic, and I want to be able to get up. And because I didn't have my board and I'm missing so much stuff, I did just these ears. Kind of this is what Chris does, right? You see him with just the Apple ears, and they connect into the computer nice automatically. But I can't tell what's going on. I don't see anything other than what I see. So I don't really know. I'm gonna have to watch my playback to see how it is. And I also lowered my settings to try to remove some of the skipping, mainly because this internet isn't great. I got a basic, like I said, I ordered like a turbocharged Starlink, and it's nowhere to be found. I ordered it February 23rd. I ordered it, and we're March something, and I still don't have it. So I got to figure out what's going on with Starlink tomorrow. But digging it. A lot of stuff going to happen. Like I said, this is like I'm in the computer. I can talk to you. I can type in. I can go here. I can get this done like that. This is kind of the look you're used to seeing. I have my couch over there where I can sit on the couch and just turn cameras. And I'll eventually set up the cameras so I could do something like if you look, I'll be able to do like that. Like, right, I could switch and switch it and be like, oh, wait, hang on a minute. I'll switch it. See, so you could do like a switch and then you got another look. And so I have a switcher look, and this is just the webcam, but you can see that corner back there is wide open. So I can stand up and I'm going to be able to do stuff. And the other wall is wide open as well. And so, yeah, it's like, boom. And there I'm back. And so, yeah, I got it. What did we got going on? We had snow out where Western Washington weather is bipolar. Yeah, we're going to have there. It's been 70 here, 65, 70 in that. And I just figured out. So we were like in here and I'm cold, downstairs it's got to chill. And Laura's like, you're going to love it in the summer because we're in a basement, right? This is the basement and it's chilly down here. And I'm like, man, I'm cold. I got no body fat on me. I'm small. I'm skinny. I'm all skin and bones. I'm always cold. And so, what is that? We got 55 miles an hour out. Yeah, total wind, man, is going nuts. Guys are talking the weather right now. The wind has just been blowing and crazy. And so it's chilly down here. And so we go up to the thermostat and I'll set it up to like 67 or something, make it a little cooler, warmer. And it's like, man, I'm still cold. Well, it was programmed underneath for 62 degrees. And so this house was like never going over. We would change it, hit it, walk away, but it would just go, no, it's 62. And so nothing was coming on. And I'm like, man, I'm chilly down here. I'm in the basement doing stuff, but like I put my hat on and I'm chilly. And it was the thermostat was like set for an empty house at like 62. And I finally went in and went, oh, shoot, every hour is programmed. So I got to go adjust it a little bit. And like I said, they don't do zones anymore. Like the last house was brand new. I was the only one who lived in it. One thermostat. And it's like you do downstairs and it's good. You go upstairs and it's wrong. Same thing here. We set like the middle floor, which helped downstairs take the chill out. But then upstairs is like 75 degrees. And it's like, what the hell? But then I said to her, I'm like, well, open the windows a bit upstairs because there's no zones. So it's not going to change the downstairs thermostat because it can't reach it. So it's like, since when are they not making houses with zones? I mean, there's not even, like, I get we have these really tricked out thermostats to program Google Nest and all this shit. But without a friggin' relay up there to tell what temperature it is, how do you do? Todd's on here. Reynolds, you're an HVAC guy, but I know he's commercial. Why don't they do zones in big houses anymore? When I was up and coming and was a licensed electrician, and even my old house, we had zones. You had a thermostat upstairs and a thermostat downstairs. How does that not work? So I'm confused by the giant house in one thermostat. I don't understand it. The other house, same way. It's brand new. So clearly, if you're a modern construction person, especially like Todd, the HVAC world, you suck. Fucking wake up, dude. You got to have more than one zone. It's like, how does that not friggin' make common sense? This house is gigantic. I got a vent there. I got a pipe in here. I got a thing there. I got a register there, right? But I can't set nothing down here. Right. Different floors. Todd's right. He's an HVAC guy. He's like friggin' Johnny friggin' at commercial sales. Yeah, but the Google Nest, Vincent, it can't do anything because there's no sensor or anything. I could program any new thermostat, but what good is it if it only works where the thermostat is? How does it know what the temperature is downstairs to fix it? That's what multiple zones are for. Fucking common sense. You guys are idiots. You're lazy. It's lazy. I don't want to wire another thermostat downstairs. Okay, make it so like your Google Nest, you put a wireless sensor downstairs so it knows. Oh, I got to pump heat, but it's still only one air network, right? So if I say I need heat downstairs, it's going to heat the whole house. Makes no sense. They just got so lazy. And, all these, smart home, this home, that home. The last home, I ran everything off the phone, right? The last one was wired and I can open doors, windows. I can do everything off the phone. And it's still one thermostat, one set of air. It's that. Right. Builders are fucking lazy and stupid. If you built a house with only one zone, you're stupid. That's what I'm telling you. Right. Todd's right. Todd knows it. It's lazy. It's just we're so lazy now and we're rewarding lazy. You know what I mean? Oh, I did all this stuff, but it's a thing, man. I didn't do it wrong, but you didn't do it right. You did it, but you didn't do it right. See, that's the thing that I can't get around. Like, you didn't do it wrong, but you didn't do it right either. You did it, but it really didn't help because you didn't do it right. You missed a small but important part. And so that just drives me nuts. That's kind of that's a theme for me. Yeah, like the delivery. They didn't do it wrong, but now they didn't do it right. I had 3 people before these trucks showed up calling me every day. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? We're coming. You better be ready. Are you ready? Now that one truck is missing, they won't answer the call. Hey, man, where's that other truck? They said Sunday. Hey, man, where's that other truck? They said Saturday or Sunday. No answer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could do that. They have switches and relays. You hook the generator up, power goes out, you throw the transfer switch. So they have a transfer switch. But yeah, it's just it's crazy that we're talking about power going out and a transfer switch to switch over power. I was a licensed electrician in one life. I went to a tech school, high school. You know what I mean? So I went to a vocational tech school. I got out of the Marine Corps, immediately got my electrician's license. and I went to work in the electrical field. What happened was someone who knew me, and I wasn't really friendly with him, it was through an acquaintance, was a private investigator. And there was a case, a $5 million case for Amtrak with three people. And one lived in upstate New York, one lived in Pennsylvania, and one traveled between Florida and Connecticut. And they were suing Amtrak for $5 million. They couldn't catch these guys because the two of them lived in the woods and in lived areas. You couldn't access them. If you showed up, they saw you. And so they're trying to figure out how to get these guys because they knew they were doing wrong. And somebody said, hey, I know a freaking Marine sniper. Let's let him sneak in and get him. And I did. And so I ended up busting the three guys and went to the state. They got arrested because $5 million. And so I ended up, and that was my first case as a private investigator. And so then I cycled out of being an electrician into being a private investigator. And then from being a chase you, hunt you down private investigator, I moved to financial with Matt, and we were doing due diligence for banks. And so I moved from getting in the car, 4 a.m., being outside your house by 5, and, following you to wherever you went until you went home, to just banging on the computer and doing background checks for, in fact, I did a bunch of the background checks for like Hunter Biden's ones and the different BlackRock, all those when they were up and coming. I did due diligence for those guys in deals. And so a lot of capital, a lot of partners. And so I made a lot more money doing the due diligence in front of the computer. And then from the desk of doing due diligence, I created Sniper's Hide. Another basement. And so, yeah, that was the thing. And so I chased people, but I was a licensed electrician. That's why I know I used to wire shit and see these. I didn't do houses that much. I may have only did like 4 or 5 houses. I was a commercial electrician, so I did a lot of pipe. Yeah, right. Chester's right, man. Chester Cobblepot over there, even though he's Copperpot, Cobblepot. It should be Cobblepot, and that was the Penguin. But yeah, he's saying how they want a single 10K unit instead of 30K for this house. You know what I mean? And doing each floor, and that's the way it should be. Tomorrow afternoon, of course, whatever. But they didn't call my phone. They didn't text my phone. They just called Laura and said tomorrow afternoon for the rest of our shit. So there you go. I texted and called all the numbers that people reached out to me. Hey, are you ready? Hey, are you ready? Hey, are you ready? Not a single one got back, but they just text Laura through dispatch and all that. So, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, incompetence. Like I said, you didn't do it wrong, but you didn't do it right either. You did it. You did something. It wasn't wrong, but it wasn't right. It's just a half-ass job. Everything's half-ass. And I just can't. I'm not a phone it in guy. I've been places and I've been around people that'll get to a point that phone it in, and it sort of drives me nuts. I'm not a phone it in guy. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It is. Hey, morning, Robbie. Yeah, everything. We're just it's Robbie just popped on, and we got that guy Kyle. Kyle's on talking, but yes, Kyle, it is totally that. But Robbie, we were just saying how half our shit didn't show up. Now they're telling us Monday, tomorrow afternoon, the other half. So nothing's complete. Everything's like half done, quarter done. Yet, like we have pieces to beds, but like not a finished bed. And so it's just ridiculous. But everything's good. We can't we shouldn't be complaining. It's really just it's time interrupting the VA, the Cameo match. You know what I mean? I like my window required them to be within 7 days. And now they're going to the 10th day, and that's crushing my window. So I had a 7-day window because they originally told us it would be a 3-day delivery. So I'm like, okay, actually, I can work till Saturday, Sunday, and it won't mess me up. But now it's not. What's with the beard? I got to get the beard trimmed, but I've had the beard for a little bit now. It's outgrown and it's nasty. I need to go down the street and get a trim job, but the beard's been here for a minute. But yeah, Robbie, everything's going good. I got this set up. I got the couch set up. So this little area right here is pretty good. I'm in Nikita One Eye Willie. Um, and so I got this quickly set up. It's out of the way. Like I said, if like 2 feet behind the camera is a disaster. It looks like a friggin' nightmare. And then you go upstairs, and I moved stuff into like another room because every room was a nightmare. It's empty boxes, wrapping paper. Empty boxes, wrapping paper. What up? Casey's in the house. I'm glad, Casey, I'm kind of glad we're not in Denver anymore because with this wind, they got to be stopping every damn flight in Denver because none of your guys can fly in the wind anymore. And they won't especially land or take off in Denver. So imagine being in Denver with this kind of wind. Every flight has to be delayed. Oh, yeah. Clean up, man. Makes it hard to watch. Clean up. I don't understand what that means. Makes it hard to watch. I'm not understanding what you mean with my beard. You mean because it's white and blown out? I don't have the camera adjusted correctly. How many square feet are we living in? I don't know. Anywhere from 28 to 36. I don't know what they're counting. Right. Any somewhere around there. But this is nice. This is big down here. I got a big room over there, which is like a spare bedroom, but a big one with its bathroom, and it's got a double door bathroom. So there's a big room. I'm making an office. I have a computer and a desk in there. This is a kitchenette right here. This is a kitchenette, and we got the freezer, a refrigerator. There's a stove and some stuff, and then this whole area. Like I said, I can do 3 areas with. I got a window out into the deck and the pond and all that. And then I got this behind me. And then there's going to be the stand-up lesson area right there. So, yeah, it's kind of got a bunch of stuff. Oh, okay. The exposure. It is I didn't set the camera. So, right. If I do that, it looks better. Yes, you're right. It does. It acts like a white balance and it messes my exposure up. It does because I haven't set the camera. So the camera's blowing out to me. I got the camera on auto. Yeah, Spectrum, the first time I tried to log in, it didn't work. It went out. Um, yeah, and so, but you're right, because nothing's set. Dude, I'm in a friggin', if I turn this shit around, I'm in a mess. I didn't set anything, I just went on. But yeah, it does blow me out. See, so that looks normal, and my white balance is good now. I have to set the camera so that it doesn't see my beard. Yes, you are right, but I mean, it's not so bad. It doesn't look so awful. But no, I like it white. I'm going to do a titanium, but I just need to take the big giant white balance away from it. Because what it is it's reflecting this color is what cameras work off of. So the camera's adjusting, thinking that there's a bright light under my chin. So that's why you're seeing it kind of darken up when I put my hand in front of it. And then when I take it down, you won't be able to, this side, you won't be able to read this anymore. It'll blow out this stuff. Because if it reads it, it'll white. Yes, but he is right. I mean, it's not that. If from what I can see, it doesn't look that bad. Maybe your computer isn't working, but I don't know. I didn't look on the other things. I didn't see if like what are you on? Oh, you're on YouTube. I don't know what YouTube. YouTube might have a color on it, and it might look weird. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it doesn't look so awful. Yeah, I can't tell. Doesn't look too awful. But yeah, I get it though. It does happen. And I have to set the camera. When I get my real camera here, because I don't have the camera I normally use for this, I know it looks fine. He's just being a fucking hard ass. But it's when I get the other camera here, I'll put it on manual and set it. This one's set on auto and doesn't have the manual settings for me. So it absolutely does a white balance thing. Different time zone, Robbie. I am in a different time zone, and I started earlier. I went from Mountain to Central, and I started this at 10 instead of 11, which would have been 11 this time. I was an hour earlier today. I think the 10 o'clock Central time, because that'll be 8 o'clock in California and noon or 11 before noon on the East Coast. I think that would be a better time to start this. So I am in the central time zone now, and I'm not in mountain time. So I'm shifted an hour earlier for sure. And so I'm definitely going to readjust, redo everything, put out new, once this is built, I'll be able to do like my 2 lives a week. And then I want to do either a Friday or Saturday lesson here. And so this area will become the lesson area. And then like right here, I plan on putting it is right now it's 10:55. It's 11 o'clock right now. So it's 10:55. Yeah, 10:55 here. I'm gonna put a TV here, which will be wired into the computer. I could bring up like PowerPoints and do different things. And then over there, I'm going to get a smart board, a whiteboard that's a smart board. So I have to wait till this 2-week trip is going on. So I'm going to put a smart board over here, and then I can do full stand-up lessons and do full blown. And I'll have a whiteboard that's a smart board that'll plug into this. And then I can even go and like through the computer thing, I can share my screen. I can do the different things. And as well, once I wire in a TV, I could share the screen and I can do different things. Like I was set up to do certain things, but I couldn't just like stand up. Like even here, I'll go back to the couch and finish off because I'm not talking to anybody. Like right there, I want to see. Like that, right? So here I am, right? I can move around now. And this is where I started out this morning, Robbie, because you guys were there. But I can sit here and I'm going to have that there, and I'll just put another camera and hit a button. I won't have to move the camera just like I did. But I'm going to set up behind me where the helmet is. That's Laura's helmet. I'm going to set up behind me too, and I have 2 walls to look at. Or I can 3/4 it to the corner, and then that'll be the lesson area. But this is like my casual Sunday morning. I can have someone sitting on the couch here. I can sit on my chair, and we can communicate that way. So the idea with this space is to make this a little cleaner, more flexible, change the looks up. Like I said, this is a nice casual Sunday morning. Let's talk live. It comes through no problem. And we could sit here, have a cup of coffee, and we could talk shooting. We could talk different things. But then I can get up, go behind me, and we can actually have a lesson. We can look at something. We can have a rifle on a tripod. We can have the different things. I'm going to have that smart board and tie in. and so I can key in. So this is kind of where I'm looking to start and finish this, is kind of sitting here casual and being able to bring, content to you guys in multiple ways with only moving 3 feet. See, and here I don't get the white balance because the camera's far away. So I can move this desk. I have 18 inches, like I said. I can move the camera so it's not pulling the white balance up as much. So this is like how I can change a lot of this lookup and be able to just be like, hey guys, what's going on? See, what are you guys saying? Maps overlays, A-Rob, Roger that. I just wanted to see who's there. Oh, yeah. Vincent's in Alaska. He's like, what time is it? But the chats are here. What I'll have to do, because I can't read that far, so it's pretty far away. I can get a monitor like my iPad and I can duet it. And then I could just mirror my screen and I can sit it right here. And then I can read what you guys are saying. Or, because I can't, it's microscopic now. I could see when somebody's moving. I saw Laura's answering to Robbie. I just saw Casey came on, but I can't read it. You know what I mean? So if I grab a duet screen and just sit right here, I can chill on here. I can have my coffee in the morning with everybody and have a nice casual conversation about shooting and the different things we're doing. So the goal is to get multiple looks from a single setup or a single machine. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm going. And then, you guys saw the mic and everything. It's not plugged in. I don't have my board. So I'm kind of just moving around in a stripped down setup. That camera, why it was white, it's on auto. So it's trying to white balance my beard and it's blowing out the rest of it. It's just autoed out and plugged in over there. And I actually just installed all that because I was running my podcasting off of the laptop that's behind me. So in the podcast room, this computer was my video editing computer, and the laptop behind me was the podcasting computer. So I moved everything from that to this. I'm hardwired in right now, internet wise, until my Starlink shows up. And then I just plugged the one camera that I do have here into it. And that's how I'm playing that. But it's giving me the freedom to move around because, I'm playing ears off and I'm not in the mic. So what's these? Yeah, I have signs, and there's actually one. I mean, I got to get a new one, or I have to change it. A wire pulled out, but like this, yeah, yeah. I'll do a neon one most likely. I'm gonna probably do a high TV neon one, and I'll do a sniper's hide. But nothing's on the walls yet, Vincent. The walls, there's nothing on the walls. They paint these walls were mauve, 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 like literally like a pink purple color wall. And we were like, no, 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 no. These walls can't be mauve. And so they're like, well, and so we had color swatches and we're like, look, color. And so the walls haven't been painted yet. And then like you see in the color here, I put some lights behind that rack so my colored lights will come up. I'm going to get wall washers with lights too, and I'll neon. And then I have to get curtains, soundproofing curtains because there's a giant window right there. There's like all windows. So I'm going to get a giant curtain that'll be soundproofing. So they have soundproof blackout curtains for studio rooms that have a window. So I got to do that, which will then at that point, I can shape the light. Right now, I don't have any of my lights. So I can't shape the light and I can't adjust, like I don't have the camera adjusted. So like he's complaining when I was sitting in the chair, the white balance was blowing. My beard was blowing the white balance out because I'm on auto. I didn't set it to manual yet. But as you can see, I'm just pulling in the purple light right here. I'll wall wash lights. I'll get a neon sign that's a hide TV, Sniper's Hide. I have those stickers that were behind me before, right? And then we'll do glory wall stuff for back here. But this is just, I mean, quite literally, I can do this for a sec. Like here. Like quite literally, there is nothing but a mess. That's the back room. That's the bathroom. This is the kitchenette. And then there's a little storage. There's the stairs. I got that white space is free. That entire wall is empty right now. There's the corner. And then there I come around. And then that's where I was sitting. And so there you go. But it's a huge mess, man. We like I said, half a truck isn't here. We're missing a third of any room. You know what I mean? Any one location is missing a third of its gear. So I had some cameras and stuff in my car when I drove out, and I don't have the camera that I normally use. And so I fired this camera up yesterday. I did these ears just so you can hear me and I can move around because that's not wired up. I don't have a board. So yeah, things are happening, Vince. Don't worry about it. We got it coming. We got it worked out. And this camera's out because I was trying to get this one to work because it wasn't working at first. And I can have more control with the other cameras. And so, but yeah, you don't see me. I'm not white balancing now because I'm far away. So when I was sitting right in front, it was seeing my beard and the white balance would blow out. But yeah, that's what's going on with the hide. We're building, we're doing. Like I said, this week is a complete disaster for me. I got a VA appointment here to get in with the Kansas City VA. Then the next day I got to go back to Colorado. From there on Thursday, I'll be in Grand Junction. Friday and Saturday at Cameo, the Ultimate Hunter Challenge. Sniper's Hide sponsored the Porta-Johns. So I'm all in with the Porta-Johns and all that. I have no clue what I'm going to do because I haven't practiced or looked at anything. I zeroed the rifle and it's sitting there with the different scope. I have the Steiner H6 on it. I wanted a light tactical crossover, hunting crossover that gave me turrets I'm used to and a reticle I'm used to. Because like I had that AM+6 on there, MOA with just a hash reticle. I wasn't going to shoot a match like that. And it would be, it's different to shoot a single animal, but I have to shoot 3 targets under the clock, and I can't fight an AM+6 like that. As it is, like I came in 20th last time, and I did a day of prep, 2 days of prep. I've done no prep other than zeroing the rifle, so I have no idea what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to have to range the 3rd target because the Hornady is off and I haven't shot enough of it to know. It's 100 feet per second difference from what I shot last time. So last time I shot the Norma 143s. They're going 2850. This time I'm shooting the Hornady 143s and they're going 2950. So I didn't do any of the math and I'm not sure what's going on. So if I just do half mil on the gun, actually I need like a 0.3. If I do a 0.3 on the gun, I got to hold low, hold high, range the last target and dial it. So like, 6 days from now is the match and I'm doing this and I'm not in any way, shape prepared, but I'm going anyway. And because I sponsored the thing and I got my hotels and all that. But yeah, I have to drive from here back to the house in Colorado, grab stuff at the house in Colorado, drive to Grand Junction, shoot the match in Grand Junction, drive back to Colorado, pack up a bunch of stuff, bring it back here. And then I'm not going to be able to do the final wrap up until around April 15th because April 10th, we're going to Bristol for the race, and I don't want to cancel another race. We canceled Coda for this. We had tickets to Coda, and the move got in the way. And so now we have tickets to Bristol, and I'm going to go to Bristol. And then right after Bristol, we're just going to finish this all up, and I'll be out of pocket that last little bit of April 15th to whenever. And then that's going to have to be when I do a little bit more effort into this and rearrange it and kind of get a little more permanency. But I'm expecting 3 versions of this place before it's finished. You know what I mean? Because I'll adjust, things like that. But yeah, this is the look. This is a little bit better, and then going on, and I get it. The white beard, my beard blows out the white balance a little bit. I'll turn that off next time, in doing stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to be able to come up on a Sunday morning or come up casually and have a cup of coffee with y'all and talk to you. But if I wanted to get more technical, I can access the computers in the couch. I have that. And then behind me, I'm going to have the full blown area. Let me go one more back here, and then I'm going to chill in a second. But yeah, syphilis is the enemy. But yeah, that's kind of where it is, man. The See, I can do a little bit more standoff. I have room to do more standoff, so hopefully my beard doesn't hit the white balance. Like right now, it's not hitting. You know what I mean? But if I was leaned forward into the desk, it hit. So I have to find the happy spot where the camera's not trying. Well, I'll set it, but this camera is not trying to get the white balance using my beard, because it's a giant grayscale. You know. Yeah, moving sucks so bad, man. It's just it is. It's just such a friggin' rotten thing. And it was so smooth. It was like, man, this is good. They had a huge team of people. They came in, they knocked it out. They were pro, right? The dudes. I mean, they broke a coat rack and a couple things, but I mean nothing crazy. But they were a good crew. But then once they fucking dropped us for the second half of the truck, oh shit, World of Outlaws, one official is critical and one died. How does that happen, Laura? World of Outlaws had a death, a car accident, hit an official? Holy cow, man. Well, at least it wasn't high limit. Man, World of Outlaws. We watched the O'Reilly race last night. Got that, like I said, the spectrum's not great, but I got it. The person who was here cut the wires. And so when I first came out here and set this up, it didn't work. So then I came back out, and licensed electrician, I pulled the thing out of the wall, and I had the tool and redid it and then found it. But I have to find some other wires because this is in the basement and it doesn't reach anything. I'm hardwired in here, which is good. But I have to, like I said, once the Starlink comes, I'm going to mesh the house. I'll go from here and I'll mesh it. But I have no word on the damn Starlink yet, and none of the other. But yeah, the stupid white balance thing is like, it is funny. We'll get it sorted out. But I wanted to go live. I wanted to say thank you guys for hanging with me. And there it is. It went. It totally blew out right there. Don't blow out. Don't blow out. Why are you blowing out? See, it just blew out. It's like, I see something bright and I don't like it. But that fix it a little bit better. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the Everyday Sniper. We will be up and running. You're going to have to give me about a week just because of the Cameo stuff. I'll try to. I don't know if I'm in such a shitty place to just get content at Cameo and damn be the match. Like, I can't do both. I can't film and shoot well. Something will suffer shooting probably because I'll be thinking about the camera. But so the question's going to be, because I'm unprepared for Cameo, do I put some focus into Cameo and try to be a top 20 again? Or do I go more content wise and grab some content from Cameo, and not worry about where I end up? If I end up, 35th, who cares? I got content. Starlink will be there and all that. I could fire that up out there, but I have to decide what I'm gonna do content wise for Cameo and all that. But I got a week of running around. I got more stuff that needs to be put up. I got this rushed up really quick to bring you guys the lives and to talk to you and let you know we're still here and we're working and things are going well. But thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being part of the Everyday Sniper. We will talk to you guys soon. Cheers, everybody.